Bitcoin is right now at a really critical point, and I will show you why this is so important for the imminent short term and potentially for the long term too. If you want not to miss out on this really important update and potential new trade setups that I will give in this video, then make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, like this video, and also activate the bell to never miss out on these really important updates. And now let me show you what I found here. Let me start off with the shorter time frames. Here on the 30 minutes chart, we can clearly see where we got our Monday high yesterday around $43,370, the mid-range around $42,560, which is right now the short-term support, and then the bottom of the range from where we opened also the weekly candle at $41,700. So the range goes from $41,700 to $43,380 approximately. That is our trading range. As long as we are staying above the Monday mid level, there is a high likelihood we are going back to the Monday high. Once we break the Monday high, Bitcoin will continue to rally here to the upside. There's for now not much more to say on the 30 minutes chart for the time being. So let's move on here. On the liquidation levels here, something interesting that we can observe is that we get more and more shorts piling in here again on mid leverage to high leverage, and they are trying to position themselves for a potential move here into this area of $40,000 to $38,000, which I still believe is highly unlikely to happen unless the critical point that I'm going to show you would give in as support. And I get to that in a moment. I believe that based on what I see here, that again, the trajectory is to the upside first before we see any bigger correction to the downside. So now if there comes a news article out again related with the ETF, the volume is dying of institutional money in the first week or something like that, that could cause a ripple effect that could lead to Bitcoin dropping here another $2,000, a 5% move to the downside, and tapping into the long liquidity. But for the time being, I don't believe that this will actually happen, and I'm going to show you now why. One of the reasons why I believe this is less likely to happen is when I look here at the liquidation heat map, because the liquidation heat map is painting a really clear picture that the liquidity is, as I just said, to the upside. And we see that here with these massive orders again stacked here of almost $100 million, then here $31 million, $54 million, and this within like a $50 spread around $43,500 to $43,050. So in that small block, there is over $200 million in short liquidation sitting right now. And that is quite a lot for such a small spread to the upside. And there's way more than that. So I believe here's again like $600 million in short liquidations here to the upside, all the way up to like $44,730. And to the downside, we are getting maybe 200 million, 300 million. So from a liquidity standpoint, the direction is clear. The direction should be to the upside. And I will show you in a moment why I believe that this is and will be still actually the case. So now, what is this critical point? The critical point is the 50 moving average here on the daily chart. As long as Bitcoin can stay above that 50 moving average here, I believe that Bitcoin will continue to rally to the upside and will not divert from the upwards trajectory that we have for the time being for Bitcoin. So this will of course change if Bitcoin cannot manage to stay above the 50, because then we potentially are risking that we're going all the way down to the 200 before we see from there a bounce and a attempted reclimb of the 50 moving average. So of course we don't have to go all the way down to the 200. It can also bounce way earlier than that, but it opens up the door for the possibility to go all the way down to the 200 moving average. And we're gonna know in the next 24 hours, the door will be actually opened or not. Because if today's candle can manage to stay above the 50 moving average, I highly believe that tomorrow will be a really, really amazing update for Bitcoin, where we move back above $43,500, potentially even higher, to move away from the 50 moving average. If that's the case, then happy days for us. If not, then it might just get delayed unless we are closing a daily candle under the 50 moving average. I'm just thinking about it. Yeah, so here you can actually open a new long-term position. If we are closing above the 50 moving average, that might be a bottoming indication and a good entry for you for a longer term position here on Bitcoin. And where would I enter that position? At $43,300 approximately. That would be my entry level. And again, you can keep this position potentially to $60,000, $58,000, which is my pre-halving run target for a Bitcoin. So in that pre-halving run, that we always get normally a pre-halving run in Bitcoin leading into the halving. That is my target in the next 3 months for Bitcoin. So, and that is right now a $17,000 move, which is over 40%. You put there even 5x, 10x leverage on that. That's between 200 and 400% in a matter of 3 months or even less. So it's definitely worth taking it. My stop loss would be slightly here under. Actually, my stop loss, I would put it here at $40,500 approximately. If we lose that level, then we definitely go lower and potentially to the 200 moving average. And from there, I would also open short positions. So, but for the time being, here that level would be my stop loss. And don't forget, guys, if you want to trade with me together, these kind of trades, do it on BYBIT. You still get $30,000 absolutely for free for using my specific link here. On CoinW, you can from today onwards copy trade me without any KYC and no VPN needed for that. And if you want to claim the highest bonus in the industry and copy trade me, and there I have copy trades already running, then use here FAIRDESK also with that specific link here. All these links are in the pinned comment below and in the description, and you're actually supporting the channel by using my links for signing up on one of these platforms. Another reason why I believe that we are going higher is when I go here to this daily chart. So here we have a higher time frame trading range right now. Again, the mid range of $42,300 held beautifully for the time being. The top of the range is at $44,371. As long as we are holding here the mid range, chances are high that we are going to the top of the range to retest that. If we are breaking out to the upside, is something that we have to wait. If this is going to happen, but the stochastic RSI is telling me that we are getting today a confirmed buy signal here again on a stochastic, and we also have here a small bullish divergence on the daily chart, and that is also telling me that Bitcoin will here move back to the upside over the next, let it be 5 days potentially for that bullish divergence to fully play out. And that's absolutely fine. That should bring us at least back to the top of the range and potentially a break through that range. So now we have, of course, also a lower time frame range. And this range is here, the one that you see right now. That is the consolidation phase after that drop that we got. And this trading range is here once again the $41,700 level all the way up to $43,350. Also here mid-range, as long as we are holding it, a retest of the upper range is highly likely with a potential break. And here you see why I believe that we could go higher from the daily chart. Most likely we are going all the way up to $45,340 to retest again the rising wedge. If we manage to break into the rising wedge, then we will definitely move higher in direction of $50,000. If we get another time rejected, then most likely this time we're going to find support around $44,300, creating here a new range of consolidation until we move here then again to the upside to break here potentially higher. the CME gap is still not filled on the Bitcoin chart. And this is, for me right now, the biggest indicator that Bitcoin will continue to move here to the upside, because as long as that CME gap remains, also the trajectory to the upside should be clear. So you can make an argument, if you take it from week to week, that the CME gap is potentially filled, but I take it from the candle from where we actually closed on Friday. So the closing price was here where this line is sitting, and this is not closed yet. So I consider this not filled. And as long as that is not filled, we should also expect Bitcoin to rally higher to fill that gap here. And only then we have to get a little bit cautious, because we could just create a deviation, roll over, and go here to $40,000 to the CME gap that's down below here, which never got filled for the time being. So we're definitely going to fill this one. As I also mentioned in yesterday's video, I highly anticipate a filling of that, but for the time being, it should not be filled before we have reached $50,000-$60,000. Guys, that's it already for today's update. It was a quick one. Let me know in the comments below if you want more of these shorter videos. Again, I really try to keep them a little bit more compact for the time being. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again tomorrow.